But we live in an age where everyone's has a fancier podcast than the next. Everyone's got a microphone and a megaphone, and the Rabbanim sort of are relegated towards the technological age of the 1700s.
There are lines that are drawn in the sand. There are red lines between emes and sheker, and unfortunately, those lines are getting blurred.
Do you think podcasts or musical albums should need haskamos? You have a guy, he sits in a beis medrash for 2 decades. He puts out a 12-page kuntris on Baba Kama, and he has 13 haskamas. And you have an influencer who has a podcast with 600,000 followers saying anything they want to about every topic under the sun, and we don't bat an eyelash in consuming it.
It's a very, very tough question. In many, many ways, the guy might be an apikoros or a kofer, but there may be something useful. I think a podcaster should have a haskama on his own yiras shamayim, and maybe I shouldn't say that. And then there are podcasts who represent themselves as orthodox, who are very, very far from the hashkafas of the yeshiva world. And here I may get in very, very big trouble. Again, I'm not here to condemn anybody, but just simply to note that type of hashkafa is very, very, very different than the hashkafas of the yeshiva and the Beis Yaakov.
In the 1700s, I think historians estimate that around 90% of Jews were either religious or traditional, and I think the complete opposite is true now.
Rabbi himself said, it was easier to be Jewish in Siberia than suburbia. Why should I be a Talmud Chacham and live in poverty? I could be a lawyer, doctor, and make a good living and be respected among the Goyim. You tell a parent that had 10 children who lost 8 of their children that, don't feel so bad, you have 2 of your kids left. Well, what about the 8 out of 10 that aren't there?
And many, many, many thousands of people would benefit from a 1 hour a week learning Chavrusashaft on the phone, but the Rabbanim and the Rosh Yeshiva, at least in America, do not stress that whatsoever.
Well, stay in the beis medrash, stay in the kollel, but find some way, find some eifin in which you can also help a fellow Jew. Every Jew is a world. Every Jew is a universe. I think you portray it a little more negatively than I would have portrayed. This is a huge, huge, huge problem. Rav Schiller, Nassau used to say that the sign of success for Or Sameach Talmud would be that you wouldn't know he's about children.
How is it expected on a man or a woman who's waiting 7 years at this point to have a child not to be jealous of their neighbors?
That it is much harder to rejoice in somebody else's simcha than to feel sorry for their pain.
What exactly is Ahavas Eretz Yisrael? Is that a d'oraisa, a mitzvah that we just gloss over? Is it an emotion? Is it a lifestyle? Is it a political identity?
Well, that's a good question. What does it mean to love Eretz Yisrael? I mean, do I love the land? Again, it has nothing to do, in a sense, with Zionism. It has nothing to do with the state of Israel. We've lost 3 things that were stolen from us by the non-religious Jews. Or they stole Nach, because Nach became identified with Haskalah. Tshuva was stolen by the Balei Tshuva. And Zionism, which is Ahavas Eretz Yisrael, was stolen by the Zionists. But because the endeavor of settling the land got so identified with a political ideology, much of which was against the Torah, so the whole idea became trade.
Should a religious Jew celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut?
Should a religious Jew feel a certain simcha on Yom Ha'atzmaut? I believe the answer should be yes. The absence of that is why the machloksim between religious and secular never get resolved in Israel. In your own words, say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, things are very rough for me. Can you help me? Can you give me the strength? Can you give me the insight? Life is tough because Hashem wants to bring out goodness in us that otherwise would not come without these challenges.